hellscape where suddenly the skies open up and you're just dumped on with about a foot of snow? Hey, us too.
That's not dystopian hellscape.
Yeah, it is.
What is dystopian hellscape if not that?
Your dog burping?
That's true. All right. This morning at about 5 o'clock, we were notified that we would have a late start of school. Then we were just told that everything was moving totally virtual. So we decided that maybe today would be the day to talk about when you're already on a food budget, what happens when you get thrown an unexpected curveball of 3 meals to cover.
Like, I mean, most of the time, right, you send your kids to school, and our school has breakfast and lunch, or breakfast and lunch. And I don't know what a lot of other schools do, but I think for the most part, you can typically count on your kids eating out of your home for lunch, right?
Right.
Whether you're paying for school lunch, or you get free or reduced school lunch, or you make them home lunch, whatever.
Right.
They're not eating in your house. They're not home.
So,
I would say most people probably just get school lunch, but with food allergies these days, I don't know.
So the first thing that we did was we went to our fridge and we kind of looked at what do we have, what's something that needs to be used sooner rather than later, and like is also easy because now on top of our regular what we needed to do today, we are virtually learning.
And we typically breakfast at our house. TJ will eat breakfast here. And then I have to be to work at 8. He doesn't like the school breakfast very much. So he eats here before we leave. And it's usually cereal or a frozen breakfast sandwich or a frozen breakfast burrito or popcorn.
I need the syrup before you... Sorry, I forgot to tell you. Before you drain the food. So... we just decided this morning that some of our fruit needed to be used, and we have pancake mix, so we were going to just show everybody how we do, like, how we stretch pancake batter, and also just make a little bit healthier of an option than frozen.
Well,
quick,
it's not
convenient.
really that healthy since we add, sugar and...
What?
Mom got rid of Dash Pass. So does that mean that we're going to be losing our Sunday McDonald's?
You mean our Saturday McDonald's?
Same thing!
We have had kind of a quarantine tradition that on Saturday mornings we would order McDonald's breakfast and sit down and watch. Our current go-to is Abbott Elementary.
The new episode, yeah.
So we'll sit down and watch the new show that we're all watching together or whatever. It's just become
McDonald's
kind of a tradition,
breakfast is pretty affordable, so we can still talk about that. But anyway.
All right. So as you can see, we're kind of at the bottom of our pancake mix. This is going to do an entire batch, and we're just going to see where we go from there. However, some of you know that when you have preteen boys, sometimes you can't just have one box. So, luckily, we have our just-in-case pantry.
Well,
and one of the things that we included in there was pancake mix.
I think we got them on a sale at Smith's. It was like, they were like 50 cents off or something, so we got a couple.
Kind of like what we were talking about yesterday. If you see a decent deal, like, get a few.
Something
and pancake
that you
mix
eat.
can be used for, like, everything, so.
Well, and we eat pancakes, so we actually have a mini waffle maker, which I suggest you buy if you don't have one and you like waffles. They're $9 at Walmart, and we use it probably at least once a week. We do eat breakfast for dinner occasionally as well.
Yep, I mean, that's a quick go-to, easy, and everybody Who doesn't like pancakes?
Yeah.
If you don't like pancakes, I need to know why.
Well, I mean,
What's wrong with pancakes?
people might have celiac, but
Okay, unless you have a reason
yeah, a medical reason.
that you cannot have pancakes. That would be the reason why. Alright. So what we've decided to do with the little batter that we have, and like I said, it was about 3/4 of the cup, so I just adjusted whatever according to the back of the box to that. We make our pancakes thin, so that stretches it a little bit, but also a little bit watery so that they pour easier. And I know that sounds like they'll be really gross, but we're going to add a ton of flavor into here. Pretty easy. So I've got my syrupy looking. I'm going to throw in, because it's delicious and we're doing fruit and sweet base today, I'm going to do a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg.
How many words does this have to be?
You just have to write a summary. I would say make it a paragraph.
At least 4 sentences, please. And we're also going to be teachers while we cook.
Most of them are
As
teachers.
most of Utah is also doing today.
But I'm not your teacher.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
So, heat up the pan. Which I could have been doing this whole time, but...
Wow, Dad.
Wow.
Chef move.
Fail.
Chef move.
Fail. You will never see Ramsey be like... But you will hear Scott say... You don't have the gas on, stupid!
Yep. Do you have a guess on? Well, ours, it's no electric oven.
TJ, okay, while we're waiting for this to heat up just a little bit, the other day TJ made me so proud. We were walking home, and he was having an ice cream sandwich that he got, and he was eating it, and he goes, this is really disappointing. Like, the chef's on Hell's Kitchen disappointing. And I was like, that was good. That was good. Alright, so the other thing that we're going to be doing to make the pancakes go a little bit farther, and yes, we are adding sugar, but it's probably still healthier than syrup. Probably.
Well, I have syrup on mine, so for me it's not. But that's my own choice. You do not have to have it with syrup.
Is this where we put the disclaimer? We are not medical doctors, nor are we actually
Nor are we
professional
trying.
chefs.
And I have
Nor
said
are we
before-
trying to be.
And I've said before, like, we're not gonna, this is just about, like, what we have in our house to eat, and we're not, like, trying to be, we're not training for the Olympics, okay? Like,
We're not training for the Olympics. We're trying to feed our family. And
not
cheaply.
spend money.
That's it.
Not
So
spend money.
there should be an Olympics about that. There's like those shows, you know, with the couponing and whatnot. How about
Extreme coupon.
how to extreme cook for a family of 3? And I'm not talking about you know those people that like eat like dandelions out of their yard and
Like Clara, you mean?
Leave Clara.
we're not there yet.
Leave Clara alone. Clara's nice.
I didn't say nothing mean about Miss Clara. Okay, so like I was saying, what we're gonna do to make it go a little bit farther and make it a tiny bit healthier, we're gonna use the fruit that we have in our fridge. That is just about done for. So we're gonna throw some strawberries that we're just about to turn. Pineapple from last night's pizza. Yes, it belongs. I don't even need to hear that sauce. I ain't even trying to hear that sauce.
TJ and Drew, they like it.
I'm wearing pizzas.
Pass.
There's no pineapple on it, burn it.
There's no pineapple on this. This shirt does not
Now,
belong.
I am not judging anyone who eats pineapple on their pizza.
She did this. She did this. I'm not judging anyone. The head tilt and the glasses down. and
I am
everything.
just saying I do not eat it on my pizza.
Says the angry librarian.
Alright, so we are going to add that. So as you can see, that's not quite enough for 3 people. We're going to supplement it with our cans of fruit, and I'm putting it in syrup included. We got apricots and peaches here, and we're just going to do us a nice caramelized fruit blend. to sweeten everything up, but also to use the 9 million cans of fruit that we have in our storage cellar. TJ, where do these fruit cans come from?
Peach trees. Metal factories.
He said peach trees and metal factories, y'all. I lined that up. TJ, I would like to eat a lot of peaches. Where should I go?
Peaches for free.
Gonna go to the country. God, even I know it. I hate that song.
We do get these peaches for free. That was the whole point I was going for.
And I
So,
bring home millions of peaches every day.
TJ brings home millions of peaches.
Not every day. Once a
So,
month.
Lindsay, why don't you come over while I cook up some stuff and explain where our millions of peaches have come from?
So, Catholic Community Services does a program for low-income schools in Ogden and Weber County. And they come, I don't know if it's different at other schools. They come to our school once a month. And they distribute... They distribute food bags to every student in our school.
Food bags are heavy, by the way.
They are heavy. It is a lot of like canned stuff. There is canned fruit, canned beans.
So we get the same bag each time.
It's really the same stuff almost every
Yeah.
single time, except like one time there was a can of apricots instead of a can of peaches.
Right, we get canned fruit, canned beans.
Sometimes other canned vegetables. Has there been any tuna?
Yes,
Yeah.
Well, there's been tuna.
Yeah, tuna, which we talked about, is in our emergency pantry, and it's because it came from the food bank.
Peanut butter, jar of peanut butter.
4 jars of peanut butter, 80 things of
Macaroni and cheese.
But it's not Kraft, it's like whatever brand. And then an off brand as well of like Raisin Bran cereal. It is typically always the same stuff. They do try and do like a granola bar and like an apple or a banana.
And some candy.
And like with like a little treat for the kids.
That candy doesn't always make it home, is
Never
what I'm
makes it
saying.
We are lucky enough that it is not something we depend on. It's just nice to have, extra peanut butter or the fruit, which we do use.
And that's... Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's something that, like we were talking about in the other video, is we'll look at the expiration dates and watch that, and we kind of, not that we necessarily need it at this time, but we get, because the entire school, if the school qualifies, the entire school takes it home. Every student. So that's stuff that we'll watch for, to get closer to like the expiration date. And if it's not close, then we run it over to the Weber County fridge.
The Weber fridge, yeah.
The Weber fridge.
Yeah.
And
Which we did a big one. We just had too much that was going to expire before we could use it. So we took a couple boxes of the Raisin Bran cereal. TJ, for some reason, they have their own bartering system amongst the kids, and he always trades for the beans, which I hate those beans. I don't know why he gets them. I don't think you guys, do you even like them? Are they okay?
They're okay.
You also get a can of beef stew.
Yeah.
Like a soup can.
Beef stew and beans, I will take them.
I don't know why he gets the beans, you guys. We don't eat them.
No, but they do. The kids all go through the bags and decide what they want to eat, and then they trade amongst each other. And then he comes home with a sad little banana that's bruised and broken at the bottom.
A jar of peanut butter, a box of cereal, and 7 cans of beans.
And it is always the exact same cereal. So,
Yeah.
this might sound a little negative, like we're kind of not being very nice about, this gift that's being given. Our real goal was really just to bring out, awareness that there are families who fully depend on these bags.
Yeah.
And
in our school, we know, our families that typically don't have a lot of food. And we always, you are going to burn yourself. And we always we have food bags that we send home with our kids that we are aware of, that, you know, are food insecure families. So,
Right.
and we always, before a break, we always make sure that they get a bag of stuff to tide them over.
Yeah.
In our school's pantry bags, we do like Easy Mac, Top Ramen, some of the boxes of mac and cheese. I think we've done like soup, cans of soup, that kind of stuff. So
Right.
yeah. Anyway, it's a great program. They depend on donations and community partners, you know, which
Yeah.
is why it's typically always the same food. And
Yeah,
they
one
do
of the
need stuff that is going to be shelf stable. I mean, when it comes down to it. And if you didn't know, Catholic Community Services also runs the largest food bank in northern Utah. So if you are looking for any help with food with your family, or you know a family who needs help, you can always text or call 211 and it will give you information. But Catholic Community Services itself, you can visit their website, is a really great resource. It will give you a lot of information on things that you might need help with, or know somebody who might need help with, but maybe they're too proud to ask for help. So anyway, it's just a great program.
We are forced to take them.
You do, yes. Every child, to qualify for the program, every student needs to take a bag home. Yes, that is true.
Okay.
Which means I get a bag full of beans.
Who is this one for, babe?
It's just done.
Okay.
So whoever at this point.
Something that we always have with our breakfast is, and this is a little money saving tip for you. If you get like ham, okay, like a honey ham from the deli, from the meat section, it's going to cost you a lot more than if you get the lunch meat ham. And we do the cheaper version, the Land O'Lakes.
Land of Frost.
Land of Frost, sorry. Land O'Lakes is the butter. Land of Frost. It is, I think it's $5.99 at Smith's for this big bag. And it lasts us a while. We just toss it in a pan and cook it up a little bit. It's, of course, you can just eat it as is. It's lunch meat, so it's fully cooked. But
that's another meat version. Do you want to talk about wet ham?
It's not just ham. And I don't like ham sandwiches, which is wild because I do like ham, like when you have ham at Christmas, or like this, ham in the frying pan. But I do not enjoy like lunch meat ham. There you go, have one.
Oh, I thought you could see. That's why I got out of the way.
What?
Already got the ham.
Growing up, I was pickier than I am now as an adult. But even to this day, one of my favorite foods is a turkey sandwich, specifically a turkey sub. But I do like a good turkey sandwich. But I do have a preference of lunch meat. And a lot of the lunch meat brands, their turkey comes wet in the package. It's gross. So I either have to cook it up so it's not wet, or get the very expensive like boar's head, which we cannot afford. So I usually end up having to cook it up in the pan. But Oscar Mayer does have their rotisserie chicken lunch meat, which is not wet. However, their turkey is. So I get their rotisserie chicken lunch meat, and that is fine. But yes.
Dad can vouch for me. I make a good sandwich.
TJ
Sandwich.
does make a pretty good ham
Have you
sandwich.
started writing your summary yet?
Yes, I have.
Read
have
it to me.
a Paragraph.
Read it to me.
Make me.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to. I've made 3 pancakes with the batter that I made. We're going to probably make more.
Yeah.
So we'll touch back in after the pancakes are made, and this has been just going on low. It's gonna just keep going on low until we're done, and I'm just gonna keep stirring it and make sure
To make
that
it all
doesn't
brown?
burn.
So just like another thing, if you get a mini waffle iron, this is what ours looks like. Okay, we got it as a gift. but it's literally $9 at Walmart. Very worth it. The first serving of this that says 6 to 7 pancakes, it's 1 cup of mix. We get 5 mini waffles out of, let's see, TJ does 2. You and I have 1 each, and then I had 1 to give the dog. Mm-hmm. So it made 5 waffles for us. So if you are looking to save some money, like we are, it's very convenient, it's super easy. I suggest getting that. And you can make a lot of things in the mini waffle maker. We've only done waffles, but I have seen a lot of people do like scrambled eggs, do hash browns. Yeah, you can do a whole lot of stuff with it. So.
Interesting.
Anyway, he like goes in phases for breakfast.
Yeah. He hyperfixates on one type of food.
Which is, I think we all kind of do that, you know. So he'll go through like an Eggo phase. Well, we can't afford Eggos. So we'll make I'll do 2 servings of the waffle mix and just make more and freeze them. And then it's like an Eggo. You just pop it in the toaster or the microwave. Yeah. I prefer the toaster, but let's see. His current one is breakfast burritos. Yep.
Or fruity
pebbles. Specifically McDonald's breakfast burritos.
But we did buy the El Monte frozen, a big bag of frozen burritos from Smith's. I think it's got 12 or 13 burritos in it for like $9 or $10, which we could make that ourselves, but with as expensive as eggs are right now, it's actually cheaper to buy the frozen ones instead. When eggs were cheap, it would have been cheaper to make a huge batch of our own, with some tortillas and eggs and throw in some sausage or whatever. But so if you or anyone in your household likes Eggos, I suggest making a whole bunch with the mini waffle maker because it's so easy. Yeah. It really just makes it so convenient, and that's our biggest excuse to order food in is the convenience because we're tired. Right. So if you sometimes go a little extra paying the money for the little waffle maker or big waffle maker, whatever you prefer, will pay off when you're not ordering McDonald's every day.
Quick question. How do you turn a pancake into a flapjack? Like that.
You flip it. So typically what you should do with your freezer meals is put them in the fridge the night before you want to use them, and they will be nice and defrosted for you in the morning to throw in the crock pot before you leave to work, or when you get home, throw it in on high. We didn't plan ahead. That's great. So we have decided, TJ picked our creamy Italian chicken, which you saw us make in a previous video. So it has cream of chicken soup, Italian seasoning, garlic salt, onion powder chicken, and cream cheese. Right. We are going to let it sit on the counter for a little while to defrost. And then we are going to throw it in the crock pot later on for our dinner. We will also be using one of the frozen garlic breads that we made.
I upped the heat a little bit, been stirring it pretty frequently to keep it from burning. But our fruit is almost done. TJ's math is done, and he's 1/3 of the way through a writing thing.
I got like 2 more paragraphs. Well, technically 1, but...
One more paragraph.
Then I'm playing...
It's ham time! Alright, here we go.
Gosh, ignore the oven. Look how dirty it is. What have you been doing? Clicking on it?
Nobody's looking at the oven.
I'm just making our ham right now. Our cheap Land of Frost ham. It gets the job done. And like I get there are some things that people don't, like, we don't anymore. We used to, but we don't buy off-brand soda anymore. We used to, that because that's all that was in our budget. Soda prices are getting extremely expensive again, though, so we might have to revisit it, which I'm not looking forward to at all, P.S. But anyway, so one other thing that I do with this Land of Frost Black Forest ham, he doesn't really like it, but TJ and I do. I do ham and egg cups, so I just use a muffin tin, put in a piece of ham, crack an egg, and you can add other stuff, like I've added bell peppers or spinach to mine, and a little bit of garlic salt, and then you bake them until the egg is cooked, till the whites are cooked all the way, and I think they're really good. We have that actually pretty frequently, TJ and I do.
Yes.
And that's another one that you can actually prep and freeze. You can cook it and then freeze them, and they reheat great. The ham isn't as crispy when you reheat it, but it's still really good. So
maybe if you have interest in that recipe, let us know below, and
Yeah.
that can be another. Maybe we do another breakfast sometime.
yeah, that's gonna have to be after we do grocery shopping, because we don't have eggs.
Nope.
Because eggs are a hot commodity, as you all know.
We've also got our finished. Lindsay said it does almost smell like a cobbler
Can I put the cheese
situation
on there?
going on, but I'm just gonna put that right up on top of the pancakes that we finished
Put mine
earlier.
on the side.
Yep. Just like that.
It smells
Or
so
I
good.
can
you
go
guys.
on the side, like Lindsay said as well.
I don't
The
like
top-
fruit on my pancakes.
Yeah.
I'm weird. You guys already know that. I have a lot of weird food things.
And then the other option, I can't honestly tell you what's a better option sugar-wise, but if we top it with some confectioner's sugar versus syrup, then there's our
Pretty
breakfast.
good. Delicioso. This was all stuff we already had in our pantry, because like we had talked about, we were donated it from the fruit from Catholic Community Services. We already had the ham. A lot of things that like I want to try and do is, before putting it on our grocery list, because that's just so easy, right? Just put it on the grocery list. Let's look and see what else we can use up before we spend more money.
Yep.
So,
One, we did dip into our just-in-case pantry this morning to make a couple more pancakes. So.
is that, so are we down to no boxes downstairs?
No, we still have another box downstairs, so we have 1.5 boxes left.
So that is something else you can get at the dollar store. And if you have never grocery shopped at the dollar store, I encourage you to go down the food aisles. They have a lot of name brand stuff. They actually have like Duncan Hines or Betty Crocker cake mixes that are the same size in the grocery store, but $1.25.
Yeah.
Same with their frosting. So you can get a lot of really good like brands at the store that like I'm not paying for that at Smith's, but I know at Dollar Tree it's only $1.25, you know. So that's another thing we're encouraging you to do, is check out these places that maybe you've never thought about grocery shopping at before, because they might surprise you.
Yeah.